Well, we're live, I think, here. How much fun is this? We're letting it connect to all the streams on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and we are going. Am I the only one who did not know this? This is a interesting fact. The average man has a percent body fat of 28%. Women average about 40%. Pigs average between 16 and 20%. Learned this from Chris Williamson, his Twitter. Chris Wilt X is on Twitter. Americans have become fatter than pigs. I think he's calling us fat. But what is a healthy body composition? I mean, according to WebMD, if you trust them, for people 40 to 59 years old, women 23 to 33%, and men 11 to 21%. Have you ever been between like in the teens and percent body fat? Like my brother ran Ironmans and he was like around 11%, I think, when he ran an Ironman. 20%, I get it. I think I've been in the high teens is the best I've ever gotten to. And that was when I was pretty lean. Now, this isn't anything to do with BMI, all that nonsense, but you know, it's just interesting. And I'll tell you why this is interesting with someone using the stat like this is like, so that we're getting fatter. Women naturally have a higher body fat percentage than men. So, well, I guess know why more men are claiming to be women, but this is an example of using a power stat to grab people's attention. What's a power stat? A power stat is just something you'll see a lot like on social media or public speaking is they'll say something really quick to sort of grab your attention. And you're like, that doesn't seem right, but look, we'll figure it out. And the stat may be misleading a little. So, but they're trying to get a point across. So just be aware. So when you hear more and more of these power stats, especially around here in the presidential election cycle. So be aware, quick, witty stats. Where have you seen them before? Where have you seen a power stat? Share them, show them in the comments. Love to hear from you. Don't panic, but your passwords might be in danger. 26 billion records. That's right. 26 billion records have been exposed. This was on TechSpot. I got this from Sean over at Simpler. And a massive leak exposes 26 billion records in the mother of all breaches. This includes data from Twitter, Dropbox, and LinkedIn. This is by Rob Thubron. Am I saying that right? It was just published yesterday on the 24th of January. They have found the breach. The brands leaked there's a lot of like MySpace is 360 million, Twitter 281. And so the big idea, the big question or the thought, I guess, with this is like, why is this important? You're like, no one wants what I have. No one access to my account. But here's why it's important. According to exploiting a password stats here, there's an exploiting topics.com blog. I'll have all these linked in the description if you're here interested. But people reuse their passwords on 5 to 10 different sites. 82% reuse the same username and password at least some of the time. The most common password used is 123456. That's the same password as my luggage. Only the first 4 digits, clearly. 59% of US adults use birth dates or names in their passwords, according to a Google Harris poll. 33% use their pet's name. I can see that. I love my freckles. How it works here. Why is this important? So if someone gets your password from, say, MySpace, and they use the same login to try to get to your Chase account or your bank account, whatever it may be, that's how they get access. Is they found you use the password on site A, and they're going to use it on site B to get access. That's why use two-step authentication, especially for important accounts. Stop reusing passwords and change your passwords. That's why it's important. Ever wish for more time to focus? The average attention span has decreased by 53% with social media algorithms constantly improving. How do we how do we have a chance with our attention span? It'd only be a matter of time before it takes its toll and minimize your, on your on it's only a matter of time before this takes its toll on you. To minimize the neurological damage, you have to train your brain. Take a moment out of the day, lay your phone down, close your eyes, take 30 deep breaths without much thought. Once a day, stand up and think about one single goal that needs to be done for that day. Finish the goal without looking at your phone once. This technique helps sharpen your focus and help you can achieve your goals you have planned. Have you ever tried this? Taking 30 deep breaths, just sitting there thinking? Let me know. Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious how it worked for you. And am I the last one to realize this? Have you ever stoplights on I-25 here in the Denver area and the merge area? Have you seen those stoplights to sort of slow you down before you merge onto the highway? I don't know about you, but my last few merges onto I-25, I mean, I stop. I follow the rules. I try to, but apparently those seem to be optional. Those are supposed to be traffic flow to traffic flow improve on I-25 upwards of 20% if you actually use them. How people drive lets me know a lot about what they really think about the world. Do the rules apply to you, but not for me, or vice versa? It's just interesting thought. My last question here, or my last question. I have plenty of questions. What's your favorite conspiracy theory? Aliens, JFK, maybe a mixture of both there. If you want to get a group talking, ask that question. What's your favorite conspiracy theory? Flat Earth? I actually joined a Facebook group just so I could feel better about myself on that one. Like I was like, oh, you guys actually believe the Earth is flat and not spherical. Yeah, but it's it's an interesting group there. So the one I keep thinking about is there a group of people out here trying to start a one world order of government? Some days I say yes, then actually it's like, are there people out there smart enough to pull it off? They can't be that smart. Then I think, what will we fall for? A one world economic forum here in earlier this year. There was a conversation about how bad coffee is for the environment. Swiss banker and on a World Economic Forum agenda contributor Hubert Keller quoted as saying the coffee that we all drink emits between 15 and 20 tons of CO2 per ton of coffee. Every time we drink coffee, we basically are putting CO2 into the atmosphere. When I drink coffee, I put something else into the atmosphere as well too. You want a bigger fight than Biden versus Texas? Go after people's coffee and see what happens. Why? The why for a one world government is easy. Power control. People have always craved power. You can see boomers on Yelp trying to claim their power back every day. So it makes sense that this is happening, but it's hard to believe. Do you believe there are people out there trying to develop a one world government? Do you think we'll comply with it? Let me know what you think. Share your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for listening. I'm Rob Blasi. I'll tell you the truth in my opinion. And usually those are pretty close to one and the same. So thank you for listening. We'll do this again next week.